113 years ago, Jamshedji gifted this nation and the world of hotels this temple of hospitality. 113 years ago, he gave us a strategy. Harvard Business School only came into existence in 1908. We follow that strategy till today. That strategy guides us in the way we behave ourselves. That strategy guides us the way we grow. Many businesses have difficulties and turbulent times. 2.5 years ago, we were facing a balance sheet that looked rather tired. We were facing an army of human capital that felt rejected and ignored. And we were facing a development pipeline that did not have much oxygen in it. Today, it's a little bit better. It's a little bit better because the team that's sitting here today and the 25,000 people that are not here today remembered that they're privileged to be standing under the shadow of Jamshedji, and that gave us the inspiration and the energy to make big changes. And those big changes started with what he taught us 113 years ago, to care for our stakeholders. Today, I've shared with you a snippet of what Tajness is, which is our overarching strategy, which led us to make a decision based on empirical data to go into a monobrand structure, because that's what we're good at. We should stick to what we're good at. That is what guided us to developing human capital based on a performance management system, but with affection and care. Every time we're lost, we think to ourselves, what would he have done? And he still provides us answers after having left us in 1904. I am not a Tata lifer or a Taj lifer, but I'm in awe of this person who till today guides us what our strategy should be. That single strategy has today informed the cornerstone of our overarching strategy, which is our brand promise, that we sincerely care for you. We sincerely care for you, our colleagues, our guests, our neighbors, our communities, our vendors, our shareholders. We have spent countless hours and we have failed so many times, but we finally have some answers on how does that come to life. When we say to a guest, we sincerely care for you, are we the only hotel company in the world that cares for his guests? I don't believe so. But as Professor Porter said, if you do it in a sustained manner, and you do it well every time, that begins to make a difference in your product versus your competitor. We in India are very fortunate to welcome formidable global brands. 5 years ago, India had less 4- and 5-star hotel rooms than Manhattan. Today, we're getting past that. We welcome these brands because they bring to India new technologies, new loyalty programs, new search engines, but more importantly, they bring credibility to this country. So Tajness is the overarching strategy for us, but I would like to take your indulgence in allowing me to say, let's take this Tajness not for the company, but for the country. We talk about being competitive. We talk about having a sustainable competitive advantage over other countries and societies and companies. I went to a community college. What do I know about strategy? But I do know one thing. If India wants to be a moral leader on the world stage, then it better do 2 basics right. And those are cleanliness. And the second is the self-esteem of our fellow nationals. October 2, 2014, Prime Minister Modi appealed to us to clean this country up. 2.5 years later, you be the judge of that. I am as much to blame as anybody else. What are we waiting for? 125 crores pair of hands are waiting for somebody else to come and clean this country. You go around the world, you talk about India, and the responses are amazing culture, exotic, wonderful people, colors, religions, festival, wow, wonderful food. And the ending always is, but it's so dirty. Breaks my heart. Who are we waiting for? We want to be competitive. Amit said to me, this session is about being competitive. Forget the companies being competitive. Let's make our country competitive. I was in Colombo last night, spotless. Yes, we have many excuses. We have 125 crore people. They only have 2 crores. Oh, we have more pairs of hands. And the second thing is, and I beg you not to misunderstand me, I'm as guilty as the next person. I'm as confused, as lost, and failing many, many times in doing this. The second thing is the culture of servility in our country. We need to raise a self-esteem of our fellow Indians. We need to work on giving them a skill set. Tatas can only do so much. This is a large country. We talk about demographic dividend, but if that demographic dividend does not know how to read, write, and do arithmetic, or have a skill, then they will become a liability as opposed to being an asset. So who are we waiting for? The Prime Minister's office? The Minister of Labor? Or we? Of course, we have to run profitable businesses. We can't hire 10,000 people if we only need 5,000. But maybe we can help the other 5,000 learn off the payroll on their time, give them a skill. We collectively have to have the responsibility. We have to take a pledge to clean this country. I'm watching the clock, Amit, relax. To clean this country and to educate. We are fortunate. We're born at the right time, maybe in the right family. There are many less fortunate than us. Nobody wants to wake up in the morning and say, I want to be a dishwasher. But that dishwasher is somebody's brother, husband, or father. We, ladies and gentlemen, do not allow frustrations and failures to stop us from achieving this goal. We must clean this great country of ours. We must equip our people with a skill. We must eradicate this cancer, the servility, the culture of servility that we have amongst us. Only then I believe we will be able to be competitive. That is my strategy for this country. Reminder again, I'm no Michael Porter. He's a brand. I've never seen Mumbaikars fill a ballroom 20 minutes out of schedule this morning. They were there for you. Welcome again. I thank you for listening to me, and please know that I'm as frustrated and at a loss for solutions on how to do two so simple things. But if we can all come together, we may have a shot at it. Thank you for being in this temple of hospitality today.